Yeah, so I started the recording. So yeah, did anyone else try it? No? Let me pin my video and let me go to the open the chat so that we'll have it. So see, the thing is, if you apply what we learned in the truth tables, right, then it is very, very simple. Okay, so let me get the chat.
So there were two possibilities, like if everything went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, everything went wrong. See what happens is, that is why from which box you pick the coin, that is very important. Okay, you pick the coin, one coin from 15, the box labeled 15R. Okay, now that was supposed to have one 5 rupee and one 10 rupee coin, right? That is what it was supposed to have. Now it is labeled wrong. That means either it has both coins are 5 rupees or both coins are 10 rupees, correct? Right? That only then it can have the label wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right? So now if you pick up one coin and it happens to be 5 rupees, okay, then you know that the other coin is also 5 rupees. It cannot be 10 rupees because then otherwise the label will be correct. Right? So you know that you pick up one coin from the 15R box. If it is 5 rupees, the other coin is also 5 rupees. Okay, that much is guaranteed. Okay, now look at the box which was containing, which was labeled 10R. Okay, it, and look at the label box which is containing 20R. Label is 20R. Now label is 20R, so it cannot have two 10 rupees coins, right? So let me just,
Yes.
okay, so there is a let me put boxes, right? I will just write it here. So 10R was one label, 15R was another label, and 20R was another label. Now case one, when you picked up, one coin was 5 rupees. Okay, in 15R box you put up and found. Now you know that the other coin also has to be 5, correct? Right? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine. Now the total possibilities are, what are the possibilities? 5 5. 5 5 is one possible, but the three boxes can only contain 5 5, 5 10, and 10 10. This is the only three possibilities, right? Now out of that, 5 5 is gone here. Now 20R, can it contain 10 10?
No, sir.
Because the label would be, label is wrong, you are told. So that means
Yes, sir.
it cannot contain 10 10. That means the only other thing that it can contain is 5 10.
5 10.
Right? And that means the only other possibility for 10R is 10 10.
10 10.
Right? So you find out for everybody, right? Now other case, what happens if case 2? What if the coin that you pulled out from 15R happens to be 10 rupee coin? Then you know that the other coin is also has to be a 10 rupee coin, right? It cannot be, right? So it has to be, so other possibility, if you, what you pulled out was 10 rupee coin, then the 15R box would have got 10 10. Okay, now what about the what about the 10R box? Can it contain 5 5?
No, sir.
No, because the label is wrong. You are told that the label is wrong. That means the only other possibility that it has got is it has got 5 and 10, and the box which is labeled 20R, it has got 5 and 5, right? So just by taking one coin from the right box, you can figure out everything, right? So this is an application of the truth tables, right? See, remember what we had learned in truth tables in class 2, I think, right? So you just put out all the possibilities and you eliminate. So now here, once we put out all the possibilities, automatically all the solution came, right? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Right? Cool. Very good. Fine. So we will leave this now. So this was last. That was last week's problem. Now this week we are going to look at a very interesting. I will clear out all of these things first. We are going to look at a very interesting concept Okay, it was discovered in India, and India was like birthplace of mathematics. Okay, not birthplace in the sense that Indians were very good at mathematics back in the olden ages. Okay, so they discovered so many different things, which later on Europeans also discovered. But yeah, so one such thing is called as, now what you might know in high school as Pascal triangle. Okay, it is a particular thing, but we will get introduced to it. Okay, so we'll see. And it was discovered in India first time in the world in something like 300 years before Christ. Okay, 300 or 400 BC. Okay, so we will, that is what we will come to, how it was discovered will come to. Okay, and then we'll see what are the properties of it. It's a very, very interesting triangle. Okay, so see this guy named, who was the name? Pingala was the person. Okay, somewhere in central India or southern India. I think it was southern India, maybe Karnataka or Andhra, I don't know. So he back then, so he was a music person. Okay, so he was not exactly, I mean, he was also, see, that time almost anybody who studied, right, they used to study grammar and philosophy and mathematics and language, etc., together. So that after that they used to do whatever it is, but they used to have all this basic of this. So while he was a music guy, he was also mathematics also he knew. Okay, now what was he doing? He was trying to find out, see, you can create tunes or rhythms in music, right, by combining various notes, right? So he was trying to do this, and he was looking at a very fundamental problem. He was saying that is, I'm just starting with two basic syllables or two basic notes. Okay, whatever, I don't know exact word for it. Okay, but it is not, it's basically a part of music. Okay, it is like the tabla mein you just play something, right, small one thing, and then you combine it with something else, right? So let us consider one basic thing as one part. Okay, and so he started with two parts. Okay, one is a short part. Okay, let us say, which plays out in let us say whatever 2 or 3 seconds, and one is a long part which plays out in 6 seconds. Okay, just with these two. So he was trying to create various rhythms just with these two, combining these two. Okay, so how he went about? Okay, so first he says that I am having a, just length of the various notes is only one, so only one note I am taking. Okay, and how many patterns I can have? I can have basically two. So how many? So I can have basically two patterns, but how it will be? So only one note you are taking. That means, see, total patterns is two, and how are they? See, they are. We'll list them here. Okay, so we'll list them here with color. We'll give color brown to one note. Okay, or another one is, we'll give the color blue. Maybe blue is long and brown is short. Okay, so you can have one pattern which is just the brown note. Okay, or red note as I'll call it, right? That is one, and you keep repeating it. Yeah, there is one thing, and you take this longer one and you keep repeating it. It is another one. So total patterns you get is two, right? And what is the number of length? Means number of notes. Okay, combined, which are combined. So far so good. You are following me? If you take a single note out of the two and create a pattern, you will be able to create two patterns out of it. One is either short or one is either long, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now next he said, okay, now I'm creating a pattern in which I'm combining two of these notes. So total notes allowed is two. So how can I get it? So either I can have, so this one I will make it very, very small now. Okay. Okay. Let me just get it. Okay, so we can show a lot. Okay, so now when you are combining two of them, now I can combine both of them as brown together, or red ones, right? I can make both of them as blue, right? Or I can make one brown or red followed by one blue. This is a note. I mean, this is one type of rhythm. Or I can start with blue and then make it See, these are the 4 possibilities, right? So you can make, so this music will sound different, right? Both the short ones,
Yes, sir.
this one will also sound different. This one will also sound different. This will sound similar but slightly different from the other one, right? So what you are doing is you are doing 4 patterns you are getting, okay, right? But out of that, this pattern and this pattern will be very similar to the year because you are repeating them, right? So you will not be able to. So what is the repeating pattern if you do it? It is brown, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. So both of them will appear to be same, right? So you will say that, okay, there is one of these, and there are 2 of these. So we'll put it somewhere in middle. Okay. So these many rhythms you can create, right? What if you go to use now? What if you go to number of notes? You take 3 notes. You are allowed to take 3 notes to create a rhythm. Okay. Now, how many you will be able to do it? Obviously, you will be able to do it 8. Okay. You can see the pattern. It is 2, 4, 8. Okay. And out of that, again, how all 3 of them can be brown, right? Or 2 of them can be brown followed by 1 blue, right? Or, and that blue can be anywhere. It can be like this. It can be it can also be that first one is brown, second one is blue, and third one is also brown, right? Or you can even have first being blue and then last 2 being brown, right? So in all these 3 cases, what is happening? So this is only one case. There are 3 such cases where 2 of them are short notes and 1 of them is long note. There are 3 such cases. Then there are other cases where 1 of them is short and then 2 of them are long or blue. Got it? Now this also there will be 3 such cases. Why? It can be the short one can be in the beginning, it can be in the middle, right? It can be in the middle or it can be at the end, right? And then these other 2 notes can be blue or long ones, right? This is also there are 3 such possibilities. And finally, there is a possibility that you will have all 3 notes as blue or long, right? Are you following me? This is how he was doing. Okay, I'm just trying to explain how he was doing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
He was systematically trying to make, okay, one type of rhythms and what are the different types, and he was kept on noting it down. Okay, so then he did it for 4, taking 4 notes at a time. Okay, so when he did that, it became 16, but the distribution was 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. Okay, so this is how the distribution came. Okay, so he was studying, he was looking at it for a long time. Okay, and then he discovered a beautiful pattern. So if you take it, okay, there is only 1 and 1, right? See this serial number 1 in our case, it is only 1 and 1. Then second one, serial number 2, if you take it, it is 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, and 2 and 1. Right. Third, if he takes 3 notes and combines them, what he got patterns was 1, 3, 3, and 1. Right. And then when he went to 4, he got the pattern 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. Okay. So like this, he put it together. Okay. Now, can you see in this pattern what can you see? Can just looking at this now, right? Let me put this. Okay. Now, can you guess what will be the next value here?
Sir,
Yeah.
so it looks like that thing we had done when we put the numbers inside the boxes to see how many possible conditions are there.
It is all very related, very, very related. Okay. So, but just look at it mathematically. Okay. So this first row, it is all having 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So what it will have next time also, it will have 1.
1.
Right? This one is having 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is it likely to have?
5.
5. right?
Yes, sir, it's because of 1 plus 4. So this one will have 11.
No, let us look at it. Okay, see here, whatever, see, 1 plus 1 here is coming, how much it is? 2.
2.
So that is what you are getting here, right? Now here 1 plus 2 is how much?
3.
3.
That is what you are getting here. And how much is this?
3.
3.
That is what you are getting here. Okay, now how much is this? 4.
4.
So that is what you are getting here. And how much is this? 6. That is what you are getting here. How much is this? 4. Again you are getting here. And this is same as 1. So you are getting here. So you know that the last one will always be 1, and only it will keep increasing in length, right? So now what will be this value? Now you know the pattern.
10.
10.
And
And this will be
This one will be
10.
10. Correct. And this will be
5.
5.
5.
Now if you go to the next row, it will be, this will be 1.
1.
This will be,
6.
6.
this will be
15.
15.
15. This will be,
20.
20.
this will be,
15.
15.
and this will be,
1.
6.
and it will increase by 1. Right?
Yes.
So he found a formula. Then see, after this basically what, so because he was looking at it, then he just wanted to know how many of each type notes he will be able to create it. Then he said, oh, I don't need to do all of this like this pattern and count and all. I just have a formula. Even if I take 100, I'll be able to write it for 100 also, because I know it is all simple addition. Remember our algorithms, right? We had seen what are algorithms. Algorithms are just systematic ways of solving a problem in a simple way, right? Now here what we are saying is how to find out how many types of notes will be there. If there are, you are allowed 11 notes to be combined, right? Now you can go a lot of this thing. So like this pattern, if you start creating it and then counting it, it will be a long time, right? You will, and chances are that you will make some mistake somewhere, this, that, etc. But instead now you have got a mathematical formula. 11. Okay, I will just write. So this is row number 2. Row number 1 is starting with 1. Okay, so this is 3. Actually, this is 0. This is 1, and this is 2, and 3. So like this, you know the formula. So all you have to do is, yeah, you will have to keep doing more and more additions. But you can, that if I want the answer to be here, I know I can get it here. I can just. So I have to first do it here, then do here, then do here, then do here, then do here. I will be able to reach it. Yeah, it might take some time. Maybe it might take me 5 minutes to do this. Okay, yeah, and maybe as if you go to row 17, it might take me 7-8 minutes or whatever it is. But it is all simple additions, right? All of these things, there is no multiplication involved, only addition of two numbers, and that all of you know, right? It is very, very simple to do it in your mind also. And slightly if it goes beyond it, then you have another algorithm, because you have learned it in school. Even if I give you a something like this plus right, we learned it, right? Something like this also you do. Addition is still, you cannot do, no longer do it in your head, but you have a simple algorithm for doing it mathematically, right? You know the last digits to be added one by one, add it and carry forward, so you can still do it easily, right? So this is what is the, now this, so what this particular pattern, right? And it has got so many properties, it has got so many uses. Okay, Pascal's triangle, it has got like 100 uses in mathematics, and we will learn about some of them. Okay, so this is what is, now we call it as Pascal triangle. Now let me go back to our handout. Okay, so there are many ways that you can reach it. Okay, you can, I will tell you a chess way also of doing it, but let us go to the history first and let us look at it. See, this is a picture from one of the archives in India. Okay, where that old writings were there, etc. Right. So see, this is what it is. Can you make out? It is essentially same thing as what we have written.
Yes, sir.
Right. If you know the Indian digits, it is 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 3 3 1 1 4 6 4 1 1 5 10 10 5 1 1 6 15 20 15 6 1 1 7, then 21, right? And then 34,
35.
35. then 35, 21, 7, 1, right? So he found this in so Chanda Shastra. He has written this out in a grantha or in a book called Chanda Shastra. Chanda, you know, right? Chanda is music, right? Matlab, the pattern of music, that is Chanda, right? So he was doing this. He was writing this book, and he worked out the basic structure of the Pascal's triangle. Okay. Now there is another thing to it. Okay. He also found out about Fibonacci numbers. Now you know Fibonacci numbers. It is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. We'll talk about it. We'll have a session on Fibonacci numbers. Okay, but some of you might already know it. We know this name from an Italian mathematician in the 12th century. But as usual, almost a lot of these things in mathematics were discovered in India a long time back. So he also found Fibonacci numbers also in 4th century BC. Okay, somewhere in the 3rd, 4th century BC, and he has got this restriction. And so this, by the way, this triangle that he discovered, what he gave the name as Meru Prastara. Meru is a very famous mountain in Indian history, right? I mean mythology. Meru is supposed to be the gold mountain full of gold. Okay, Meru Parvat. Okay, so what he wrote this thing, so he imagined this to be like it looks like a mountain, and then we have to climb it with so many steps. So he kind of imagined it as Prastara means staircase. Okay, so he talked that this is a staircase to the Mount Meru. It looks like that, and then if you the other way, if you count it, then it is starting from base. You take one step, then you take 1, 2 steps, then more steps like this, and so that is what he called as a Meru Prastara. Okay, so this is the basic of a thing, and he described also how to do it. Okay, it is exactly what we followed just now. Okay, so this is what we followed. Now he also discovered that the sum of all the elements in this, right? So if you go back to the Excel, right, always it comes up to 2 raised to n. Okay, so because he did not, so he say 1, this is like 2 raised to the power 0 is 1. Then 1 plus 1 is 2, which is 2 raised to the power 1 is 2. This adds up to 4, right? So if you just somewhere else, if I write down the sum of all the numbers, right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 4, this is 8, right? This is 16. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. How much is it? 6 plus 4 plus 4, 14 plus 1 plus 1, 16. Right? How much is this? It will come to 32. 10 plus 10, 20, plus 5 plus 5 is again 10, 30, plus 1 plus 1. Right? So it is 32. And then this will be 64. Okay, 1, 6, 5, 20, 15, 6, 1. Sorry, 1, 6, 15. So 20 plus 15 plus 15, 30 is 50. 6 plus 6 is 12. 62 plus 2, 64, right? So can you see this pattern? 1, 2, 4, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Next will be 128. Next will be 256. Next will be 512. Next will be 1024. Next will be 2048. Next will be 4096. Next will be 8192. Right? So this this pattern also he discovered. Okay. Now there is one more way to get it, and from our familiar chess class. Okay, and it all leads to the same thing. Okay, so imagine a rook which is there on a1 square. Right, this is a1, right? You remember bottom left
Yes,
from the
sir.
white perspective, right? Now, what is the shortest paths by which a chess rook can move from one corner of a chessboard to the diagonally opposite corner? It has to reach from a1 to h8. Okay. Okay. How many ways that it can reach it? Shortest path means it doesn't go back, it doesn't go in the other direction. It always moves forward towards the direction of the destination. Right. Now, if you see this problem, you remember our Suzanne was going to school and we were determining how many paths to the school. There was a graph theory class. We did it in, I think,
Yes,
week
sir.
3, right? And what we
Yes, sir.
did, we just named we just noted the nodes and we started numbering them, right? In how many ways? By previously. So that is what you have to do. See, this is nothing, this problem is nothing but same problem as Suzanne going to school. Okay, and these you can consider all this chessboard as the ways that the streets are there and intersection. Okay, so if you follow that, then This one, this one will be all 1 1 1 because there is straight away and there is only one way which is reaching this. You imagine there is a small dot at the center of each of these square, and those are your nodes in the what we had in Susan's class, right? So then if you how many ways you can reach this? Only one way, right? So you will number it as 1. How many ways you can reach the A3? You can reach it only by coming straight like this. So there is only one way. So whatever is the previous value, that same value will carry forward all the way like this, 1 1. Similarly, this direction also on the on the first rank, which is A1 to H1, everywhere the value will be 1, right? Then you go to the next one, B2 square. Here you can reach it in how many ways? From A1 to B2, how many ways you can reach? So you can go straight up and then turn right, or you can go right first and then turn left.
8.
So there are 2 ways, right? There are 2 ways to reach it, right? Now, if you go to the C2 square, how many ways you can reach it?
So 3 ways.
3 ways, because you can go straight up and then turn right two times, or you can go straight 2 times and then go up, or you can go straight right 1 time, then left again, and then again right. 3 ways you can reach it in, right? And it is the shortest path still, right? You are not covering more squares, right? Then you go to here, it will be 4. Then you go to here, 4. So this is nothing but you just follow, you just take the chessboard, put a dot at the center of the chessboard, and imagine that it is the Susan's problem of going to the school. You will find that this is what you will come up with, right? Do you remember? All of you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, and this is also now you will find that ultimately and these are all additions. There is no multiplication here, right? So how do you get 2? Is 1 plus 1 is 2. 1, yeah. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. Like this you get it. Then 3, how you get it? It is, how you get 3? It is 2 plus 1. So here it was 1 plus 1, right? So you get it, you get 3 here and you get 4 here, and you keep doing this, you will be able to get this thing. Finally, you will get a number as 3432. Okay. Now, so now imagine, now you just take this triangle, okay, and you turn it around. You turn it around. Then what you will see it? You will see like this. This rook, if you just turn it around vertically, then how you will see it? Rook is here, then 1 1, then 1 2 1, then 1 3 3 1. Yeah, these are all the diagonals. These are all the diagonals in the thing. They will become like rows, right? If you turn it 1 4 6 4 1, right? Then 1 5 10 10 5 1, then 1 6 15 20 15 6 1. These are nothing but the same as your Meru Prasthara, right? Only thing is that because chessboard is only 8 rows, so you have cut it out. So after that you will find that, see here you will not see the 1 here, but you can imagine it. If the chessboard was infinite, then you will have got here 1 8 28 56 70 56 28, then 8 and 1 you would have got it, right? So this is nothing but the Pascal's triangle or Meru Prasthara. Again, you get it from this also, okay? And today I am only covering the generation of the triangle, okay, and the history. There is an application of the triangle. There are a lot of uses of this. So next week we are going to delve deeper into how to use it, okay? But first of all, let me stop here. Any questions? Any questions or any doubts here?
Sir,
Yeah.
is there a way to find the shortest way for the rook to get to 1 square? So like what you said, so that it can take more than 2 moves, right, sir?
Yeah. See, when we say shortest path, right, we don't mean so many as moves. What we mean is how many squares does it travel to reach the destination squares. Okay, that is how we mean by it. Okay, you got it? How many
Yes, sir.
squares does it traverse through to reach the destination?
So, but is there a formula to find the actual shortest path to reach one with the number of moves?
Yeah, it is this only. For the rook, it is this only. You construct the Pascal's triangle, then that is what will give you. See? And so, okay. So what is the shortest length? Okay. Shortest length, if you call it, yeah, you can just very simple way in the rook. So these are 924 ways or 3,432 different ways you can reach it, this destination using the shortest path. But what is the length of the shortest path? You simply count here. From here to here will be 7, and from here to here will be 14. Another
But,
7, right? So
can
14.
we find out the way to reach with the least moves?
Least, what do you mean by least moves? Explain it to me.
So, like chess moves, you can only.
So from,
like,
yeah. So that is, see, for a rook, it is always 2. Okay, from anywhere, it can reach anywhere in maximum 2 moves.
Okay, sir.
Right? Because how? It can traverse straight, wrong, and then take right or left, whatever is there. Right? It can always, in chess, because the rook can move any number of squares in one shot as long as the board is open, right? So that is why the answer is always 2. If there are some blockages, then it will increase. But if the empty board, a rook can reach from anywhere to any other square in 2 moves. Okay. Similarly for bishop, no, correct? Bishop also can reach from any square to any other square of the same color. It can reach in maximum 2 moves as long as the board is open, right? Okay. So this is an introduction to Pascal's triangle. I will send you some links. Maybe I will try to find out some videos which are especially made for kids to explain, and I will send it. But next week we are going to look at why this is very important. There are so many puzzles. You'll get the answer just with the Pascal's triangle. Okay, you just need to look up. This is the row. This is where it is, and I get the answer. Right? That is how it becomes. And for not one problem, it is so many different types of problems. Okay, so even this I'm going to explain. You can just look at it if you understand it, but otherwise I will explain this in the next class. Okay, so because this is called as raising a plus b to any power, means a plus b raised to 1, a plus b raised to 2, a plus b raised to 3, like this also. You do it, then what you will get these kind of things like in algebra. And the coefficients of this, coefficients is the constant values, like 3a square b, so 3 is a coefficient, 3ab square, 3 is a coefficient, b cube means 1 into b cube, so 1 is the coefficient. So all these coefficients, so here if you raise it to the 4th power, then you get something like a raised to 4 plus 4a square b plus 6a square b square plus 4ab cube plus b raised to 4. The coefficients of all of these are nothing but the Pascal's triangle of that row. So if you consider raised to 4, then it will come to row number 4 here, right? 1 2 3 4, 1 4 6 4 1. That is what you will get it here also. Okay, as a coefficient. I'm going to explain this in more depth next week. Okay, but I will send some video. Please look at it. But it is a extremely important triangle, and it solves a lot of problems. Okay, lot of problems, puzzles, or whatever you call it, you can solve it using this. So remember this and just try to go through it and fully understand it and construct it also to some level, and then we'll have some good fun with it next week. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any doubts? Or we will close it.
No, sir.
Okay. So